Hello everyone, welcome to today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I hope you are having a great day. I am having a pretty good day today, so I'm excited that I'm on here live and I didn't have to record earlier in the day, which is always fun. Let me see if I can get this to pop up so I can share. It's not letting me share. Let's see what happens. Let me see if I can get it to pop up if I go to my page. It's just being silly. So while I'm doing this, I am going to show you this bonus days. Now, if you earned bonus days coupons during last month, then you can use them this month through the end of the month. So this is not doing what I want it to do. Anyway, so you can use them this month. Now, I have extra bonus day coupons. So if you go to my new online store, which is the same address, valeriesmith.stampinup.net, if you go to that, and then you go to, sorry, Facebook is really irritating me right now. And then you go and you look at products and you figure out things that you want on your wish list. You click the little heart that's next to it, and you can create a wish list. And then you can share that link with me. You can either email it to me or you can message it to me on Facebook. And once you do that, then I'm going to share a bonus days coupon with you. So I have, I believe, 7 left, maybe only 6. Let me check. Let me see. 2, 3. I have 6 left. I have 6 bonus days coupons left. So if you want to do this, you have to do it now. You can't just wait. All right, it's telling me I can share it, but then it's just only giving me a watch party, and I don't want to do a watch party. I want to share it with my group. I don't know why why does Facebook always change everything? So if you're watching and you can share it with Stampin' with Valerie VIP, I would totally appreciate that. Share it with your friends, share it however you want to share it. That would be great. We're going to make a gorgeous fall card today using the Beautiful Autumn stamp set and the Gather Together stamp set. Now these are both in the catalog, and I can show you the catalog now, which is very exciting. Page 44, the Gilded Autumn Suite, 44 and 45. And we're going to be using some of this gorgeous paper here. We're going to use some of these acorns. We're going to use this entire suite, really. And then we are also going to use the Gather Together bundle, which has these fantastic dies. I don't know if you remember this set from last year or not, but we're going to combine both of these together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, hi Donna, how are you? Thanks for joining. I'm gonna set the stamp sets aside for now. Hold my chamois over here because we'll be cleaning some stamps soon. And I'm just gonna throw my pile of card pieces onto my work area here. So some of these, I'm not even sure what I'm doing with them yet, but we are starting with a very vanilla card base because that Gilded Autumn set has very vanilla in it instead of Whisper White, as you can see when you see this piece of designer series paper right here. So these are going to be a couple of our layers. I've already cut those to size. This piece is 3.5 by 5 1/4. I think, no, 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, 3.5 by 5, and then this is, oh, I'm going to measure it right now just so we make sure I get the right measurement. If I can find my ruler. I have like 3 rulers, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't find one of them right now. So let's just grab the paper trimmer. We'll throw it on there. Yes, 1.5, and that's what I was going to say. 1.5 by 4.5 is that piece. So you have those measurements there. I'm just going to set these aside, and we're going to use the Big Shot. And we're going to go ahead and do some die cutting with these gathered leaves dies. These I love, love, love. These 3 here will emboss onto your cardstock, whether it be the metallic brushed cardstock. I have Cajun Craze, soft suede, and pool party. So it will emboss on all three of those. So I'm going to use these, and I'm going to do one of each. I'm going to do one with soft suede. I will do one with Cajun Craze, and we'll do a smaller one for the Cajun Craze. We're just going to cut that out. We don't need that whole big piece. And then also some of the brushed metallic. Now, I don't know if you've worked with the metallic and foil papers before, but you don't want to put this whole piece through your Big Shot or whatever die cutting machine you're using, because whatever is on your imprinted into your clear plate is going to end up being imprinted on your extra piece of foil paper. So like all of this extra would have all of that imprinted onto it, and you just don't want that to happen because it just ruins the whole piece. So I'm going to layer that. We're going to run that through. I did order the brand new die cut and emboss machine, and I should be getting that tomorrow because I paid for the super fast shipping. So I'm super excited about that, because once I get that, I can show you the new die cut and emboss machine, which is going to be available for customers beginning of September. So look at that leaf. It has that gorgeous embossing on it. So does our Cajun Craze leaf and our copper leaf. How pretty are those? Isn't that great? I was so happy when this set, I knew this set was coming back and we were going to have these dies again, because I truly do love, love, love them. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I played with this earlier and it turned out really cute, I'm going to die cut just a pool party leaf. I'm not going to stamp it, I'm just going to die cut it. And then after I die cut it, I am going to use one of the Wrapped in Texture embossing folders, and I'll show you which one I'm going to use. I'll actually show you both of them. So I have my die cut leaf, and now the Wrapped in Texture, you get two different embossing folders. You get this one that kind of looks like a little basket weave, I guess you'd kind of call it, and this other with the polka dots. And we're going to use this little basket weave looking one to start with for this leaf here. Now we're just going to run it through because this card is my texture card. We're using lots of different textures with this card, and I'm loving it. I like it already because we've got all this embossed texture here. We're going to emboss this leaf with something that's not an actual leaf texture. But it looks really cute once you get it embossed. Look at that. Look at how cute that is. I just love that. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. So we're going to use that on this card. I'm going to set these dies aside, get my folder out of the way, get some of this out of the way, and we can get started with putting the card together a little bit. Now, I had been thinking about this card in my mind all day. So I knew I was going to be doing these two layers because I wanted to do something with this paper, because I think everybody looks at sometimes the browns, and this is like early espresso and crumb cake on here, and they just don't know what to do with it. It makes a fantastic layer. So just play around with colors and use them for layers, use them for, you could even die cut leaves with that. It would be really pretty. I'm going to use a little bit of the Stampin' Seal Plus because that's what I have in my little roller here, my little thing. I went over the edge a little bit. Now, I will tell you, the nice thing about the Stampin' Seal Plus is that where I went over the edge, I can just fold it down. So I don't feel like I have a lot of excess adhesive hanging out or something on the edge there. Because sometimes I know with snail adhesive, if you went off the edge a little bit, it was super sticky. You couldn't get it to go back. But with this, you can just put it right back. All right, so layer these on the card front, and I'm just gonna do them flat until we get to this layer. And then I'm gonna do something kind of fun, or I think it's kind of fun. Anyway, so layer these both on here. Now you've got, it's a little bit wider on the right and the left than it is on the top and the bottom, and that's okay. That was how I designed it. Not a big deal. Doesn't bother me even a little bit. But now that you have that layer on there, you can take this layer. And now this is another piece of that Gilded Autumn paper. And we're gonna use one of the punches that come in that suite, from the Autumn Punch Pack. This is the Acorn. And I had to play around with this piece of paper and cut it smaller. It was gonna be a little bit bigger. I had to cut it a little bit smaller to be able to punch these acorns out. Now I want them punched out, and I'm gonna show you why in just a second. Because even at, I wanna say it was 1.5, but it was the length that was getting me on this end. I couldn't quite get to the acorn. I was like getting to here. So I had to cut a little bit off my length because I was gonna do the whole 5 1/4 and it just was too long. So once we have that, I'm gonna stick some dimensionals on the back of it just to raise it up. And I'm probably gonna use more than I really need to use, but that's okay. It'll make sure it doesn't get squished. Yeah, definitely using more than I need to use. I've got 8 of them on here. But I love dimensionals, so I'm not gonna complain too much. It's one of my staples. I make sure I always have them. I feel like almost every order I put in, I go ahead and add dimensionals because why not? So now when you put this on, I'm gonna flip it this way. You get that patterned paper peeking through with the acorns, and they're obviously different than these acorns. And then we can use these acorns on our card if we want to. I haven't decided if I want to use those acorns or if I want to use some of these fantastic acorn trinkets. Now, if you haven't seen these trinkets, they're gorgeous, but they're heavy. They really are heavy. This would be a card I would definitely have to mail in a bubble envelope if I add these on here. It's still kind of playing in my mind if I want to actually add them on or not. So now we have our pool party leaf, and I'm definitely going to put some dimensionals on the back of that to start with. And I'm just going to put 3, 1 at the bottom and 2 kind of at the top. Not too close on this side because I want it to kind of lay over a little bit. So kind of almost in the middle. But the shape that it has, it's kind of curved a little bit after going into the embossing folder, which you could flatten that out if you want to, but I kind of like it like that. So I'm just going to kind of leave it curved as much as I can, which I guess once the dimensionals stick down, it kind of takes that away. So it didn't do me much good to talk about how beautiful it was with it being curved. Now, another thing you could do if you wanted to, you could always slide a piece of the copper underneath behind, and then you would have copper acorns poking out. That would be kind of cute. So we have a copper leaf. We have our gorgeous little Cajun Craze leaf, and then we also have a soft suede leaf that we may end up putting toward the top somewhere, or we may not use at all. I'm not sure yet. Let's see, I kind of like the way that looks. If anyone has an opinion, give me an opinion. And I'm debating using these acorns or maybe tying some of the gorgeous, this is the ribbon that comes, I'm not sure if they just call it the Gilded Autumn ribbon, basket weave and metallic ribbon combo. And so this is the metallic part of that. You could always thread this through and tie a bow and stick it on there. That would be adorable. It would be really cute with 2 acorns, actually. Let's put 2. Let's go with 2. And we can always add some of the DSP acorns as well if we feel like it. Those are kind of cute. Now, do we want to tie a bow, or or just tie a knot and have it. I don't know, once you start tying it, the acorns go all over the place and you can't keep them where you want them. So let's see. All right. I kind of want them to stay like that. So if I had that tied like that, and then maybe we can do a bow now that we've got them kind of the way we want them. This ribbon is connected to the spool still, and it's not turning the way I want it to. There we go. Pull it through. Get a cute little bow at the top. Try to get our loops the same size. Now this ribbon does kind of flatten together, and it kind of will maintain that when you bend it. So you got to kind of hoof it back up to get those little bows to stick out. There we go. That's kind of cute with the two little acorns on it like that. Kind of like it. I think we will leave the acorns just like that. All right, so now that we've got those, let's add these other leaves down, and I'm not going to put any dimensionals on these leaves. I'm just going to put a little bit of that Stampin' Seal Plus. We've got that gorgeous copper one, the Cajun Craze one. I don't think we need this one right now, so I'm going to set it right there. But for this, I want to use Stampin' Dimensional, and I think I'm going to use a mini one. I've got to find some mini ones over here. Because I used a glue dot earlier with this ribbon, and it didn't hold. The glue dot did not hold it very well, so I'm thinking a dimensional will hold it better, just because it's a different adhesive. Now that's not to say it wouldn't hold it long enough for you to, take a photo of a project, or, but if you're going to be sending it in the mail and the person who gets it can't even enjoy it because it's come apart because the glue dot has come off from it, that would be a real bummer. All right, so that kind of helps give it a little bit of dimension there. I'm going to trim this end off just a little bit. It's a little bit longer than the other side. And then that will keep that where we want it. So I'm also going to take another piece of Very Vanilla, and I don't think I'm going to leave it this wide. I think I'm going to cut it a little bit thinner, and I want to use the opposite. I want to use that little polka dot embossing folder that comes in the, let me grab it so you can see the wrapped in texture, the little polka dot one. I want to run this through, and this is a 1/2 inch, and I want to give it that little polka dot texture. I told you this card was going to have some texture, and it's definitely going to have some texture. I am making sure of it. So you get that in your folder, put it on your grid shot, and hopefully next month you will get one of the new machines. I can't wait to get mine and see how well it works. It folds up, which I'm super excited about. Look at those polka dots, they're adorable. I just love that. All right, and then we're gonna stamp the sentiment, "Have a beautiful day." This is in the Beautiful Autumn. I think that's the one that's called, yes. Beautiful Autumn stamp set. Throwing acorns around, and we're gonna stamp it with soft suede onto a piece of Pool Party. And then I'm going to take that, I'm going to trim it. I stamped it at the bottom purposely so I can trim it a little bit. If I can get a hold of my paper trimmer without knocking it on all over the place. All right, so I'm going to go just a little bit longer on the left side, just so I have a little bit here because I want to cut a little diagonal on there. And then this is actually going to be only about 1/8 of an inch wide. So I got to make sure I hold my paper trimmer down to hold that in place because it's so skinny. To try and keep it in place is not the easiest. So do any of you have these sweets, or have you just ordered them? I know some of you, like Chrissy's a demonstrator, so she has probably ordered it. I'm gonna cut these on a little angle this way, and then I'm gonna do the same with this one. I'm just gonna cut it on an angle. But if you just were able to start ordering yesterday, did you already order it? Are you excited about it? What is your favorite thing in the new catalog? How about that? What is your favorite thing in the new catalog? There are so many fantastic things in the new catalog. It's hard to pick a favorite. But I love fall, so for me this is definitely one of my favorites, the Gilded Autumn. I'm going to use a little bit of glue just to glue to the top of that little piece, because I think that will hold better than trying to get some of the Stampin' Seal on there. And then because this is going to be coming across here, do we want it to go across the leaf or across the bottom, across the top? We need to figure out where to put it. So I'm thinking if we do it kind of across the bottom, we can actually add another leaf here. Kind of poking out, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's just a dream I'm having. I don't know, that doesn't quite look right. All right, so I'm just going to do a couple of dimensionals off to the right here. And I don't want to hide my cute acorn. That's where I'm having the issue. I just don't want to hide that cute acorn. So that's my problem with having it down here. Don't want to hide the cute acorn. It's adorable. Yeah, we'll just bring it over this way and have that, the end part of Beautiful Day, hanging off just a little bit. I'm going to grab a mini dimensional to stick under that end. I didn't want to stick it right onto the card because I didn't know how far over I was going to be moving that piece. But now that I know, you can just stick it right here at the end. Perfect. That'll keep that from getting, you know, squished and flattened out. Let's see, I did cut a couple of other leaves earlier with some of the other, this is the gold, but I don't know if I want to go with the gold after I've already used copper. I don't know, what do y'all think of that? Adding, I mean, honestly, I could even add the acorns here, or we could grab these punches, the leaf punches, and grab that designer series paper, punch out a couple of leaves maybe. That might be kind of cute. Some of the smaller leaves might look better down at the bottom. All right, and again, this is one of those things you have to get it to fit to your paper where you want it. Oh, that one's cute. And then if I can get, all right, we're gonna have to cut one of these this way. And then you can always use, like I've said, you can use your Post-it notes. Stick a Post-it note to the back of it. Slide it into your punch. And then you can punch it that way. But now if you can find it where it's perfectly, you know, the right direction on here, do it that way. Obviously much easier. And then just peel that little piece off the back. Hi Brenda, hi Eleanor, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. And then we could add these little leaves down here somewhere. And that would add just something to this little section because it definitely needs it. All right, I'm gonna stick these two kind of together, and I'm gonna hold them and then grab my glue dots, because I can use one glue dot on the bottom of both of these. They'll both stick to that one glue dot. Grab my take your pick tool, peel them up, and then we can just kind of slide them under that just a little bit right at the edge there. And that gives it just a little bit of color down there and a couple of extra little leaves. I think that looks kind of cute. Kind of like it. All right, we'll get rid of all of these other pieces, get them out of the way. And then for the inside of the card, I would like to stamp this little sprig of wheat on the inside of the card. And this is from the Gather Together stamp set, and that's in soft suede that I just stamped that. So we have a little something on the inside. We have our sentiment on the outside. We have everything except maybe some gilded gems. I know these are gold, so they're a little bit different, obviously, than the copper paper and the copper. So I'm not sure if I really want them. I don't think I want them on there. I kind of like just the copper bling that we have right there. So that's it. That is today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed it. At the beginning, I gave you all the little measurements here for these 3 pieces, and then as we went through, I told you the colors and the little measurements I was using for all of these as well. So I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I appreciate you joining me and watching me make this card. I hope you will make one of these for yourself. It really is cute, or makes it to give to someone is even better. But have a great evening, and I will see you next time. Bye.